everyone, it's Natalia on Luxury with Natalia, Yachting International Radio. I'm here in the beautiful sunny offices of Bertrand Petyt. How are you, Bertrand?
Very good. Thank you, Natalia, for coming. Welcome to Parkview.
Thank you so much. I'm so delighted to be here. The view is fantastic. I mean, we've got so much to talk about. Your passé is impressive. As a luxury expert in your field, spanning years and years in yachting, operational of hotel groups and ships also.
And ships, yeah, cruise ships.
Cruise ships, fantastic. Tell me a bit about your elevator pitch coming today.
Oh, right. Well, my real passion in life is cruise ships.
Mm-hmm.
Since I come from a family that was more in the medical field, so for me to go into the tourism area was a little bit odd for my family, but since I was a little kid, really, I had a passion for cruise ships. So I went to the US, I left. I originally grew up from here, but I left and I went to New York, where I got my MBA, and then I started working for a cruise line. Mm-hmm. So I worked in New York City, then in Miami. I worked for Regent 7 Seas Silversea Cruises on board and ashore. More in human resources roles as well as hotel directors on board. Mm-hmm. So hotel director is the person who's in charge of the entire vessel in terms of hotel operation.
That's very
and that was
impressive.
the absolute best job in the world.
Was it? Why?
Because it was my passion. I always remember the first day where I joined my very first cruise ship. It was in 2000, and I joined the Seven Seas Mariner in Vancouver. And as I was boarding the boat, you know, with your bags, and you were going on board for like, I think it was 5 months at the time. And I was literally in tears because I was so happy. And then the HR manager who welcomes all the new recruits, he saw me and he said, "No, don't worry, you'll be fine, we'll take care of you." And I told him, "No, you don't understand, I'm actually fine, that's why I'm crying."
Tears of happiness.
Tears of happiness. So yeah, it was it was the absolute best job. Hotel director on board a cruise ship was just the most unbelievable role that I've had. And then I came back to Monaco in 2007 and worked in the office here for V.Ships and Silversea. And 6 years ago, I was approached by ultra net worth family from China to become basically to head their office here in Monaco, initially as director of operations and then chief operating officer for the Parkview group, which is where you are today.
It's beautiful, and the Parkview group is an extensive and very luxurious, prestigious group.
Yeah.
You manage not only hotels but also Michelin-star restaurants.
Yeah. There's a lot. Well, it's originally from China. Today, it's a rather large company. Owning several real estate assets, very present in the hospitality industry. You mentioned hotels. We also have our own hotel chain called Eclat, mostly in Asia, and Eclat Beijing, which is our flagship, was voted as the best hotel in China in 2015 when it opened. So it's amazing. It's just an amazing property in the middle of Beijing, not far from the Embassy Row, and you have this sort of pyramid building, the first completely sustainable building in China.
Oh, wow.
And 100 rooms, so it's not huge, but it's not rooms, it's suites. Every suite has a private swimming pool, and it's just an unbelievable hotel.
Goodness.
And so also, I mentioned restaurants. We also were very present in yachting, in particular on the charter yacht market. We own and operate the yacht Silversea, which you may know, but we have also other smaller boats. So yeah, very active in the leisure industry. We also have, closer to Monaco, we own and operate the Beauvalon Hotel, which I know you know very well.
Yes, beautiful property.
It's Saint-Tropez. So, and what I like about Parkview is we're trying to create the new luxury. What doesn't exist today? For example, if you take the Beauvalon or even Silversea, the idea is to open something, to create something that will appeal to people that do not want to go in hotels anymore. You know, you've done all the Four Seasons, you've done all the Ritz-Carlton, and you want something that's a little bit above that. So we're trying to create something that doesn't exist yet. So the challenge is quite interesting for the teams.
And it was created, the idea was inspired mainly in China first off? Or?
No, not necessarily. The idea directly comes from the principals of the company, so they're the ones that come with a vision. So, and our role is to take that vision and see how we make it happen. So it's we struggle sometimes because you can have visions that are quite far-fetched. The beauty is we have the luxury of time. We're not bound necessarily by we need to operate next year. We need to do something. So it's much more the Chinese philosophy, which I appreciate. Is we have time. Take your time. We develop something that is iconic. We do something that the world hasn't seen. If it takes 10 years, it will take 10 years.
Wow.
But the important thing is to make progress and to show that we're achieving something. And I think with for example, Silversea, you mentioned Silversea, the boat is for the past couple of years has been one of the most active and respected charter boat in the market in the Med, and Beauvallon received a couple of years ago the award of the absolute best wedding in the French Riviera.
Fantastic.
So
you've got a lot of accolades.
And I know you're very much in weddings, so you know Beauvallon very well. But it's an outstanding property where you can really, as an event manager, come and play with a tool that is just absolutely outstanding.
And also the luxury of it is that it's a private property. It's not open to the public. You can't come in and just enjoy it to have a coffee or a drink or a lunch. It's very much a private property, and to privatize it has a little price tag as well.
Yeah, it has a little price tag, but you're right, Natalia. You cannot. It used to be a hotel. It was operated as a hotel, closed down, renovated for about 6 years, 6 years of work, and reopened as what we call a private hotel, so an exclusive hotel. You come and you rent the entire space. You cannot just rent one room. So you're right. The exclusivity is part of the aura of Beauvallon. And people who come there, you can only enter if you belong there, in a sense. That's a bit the philosophy of the event.
Wonderful. And I have a question, as we had a few guests from the Chinese market on the show, and speaking about luxury, how it's evolving, or even how it's being for Monaco, for the French Riviera, to welcome the Chinese market, especially at the high end. Do you feel that this area is ready for it?
Alors, you would have asked me this question 3-4 years ago, I would clearly have said no. And indeed, if you look at the hotel, I had a conversation with the general manager of a hotel here in Monaco a few weeks ago, and he said, yeah, well, we used to have maybe 1-2% of Chinese people, which is not significant. That number has grown a lot. And the reason is, and take the opposite. Think of yourself going to China. If you go to China, you go in a country where you don't necessarily speak the language, unless you speak Chinese.
Not yet.
You have not yet. You have very different customs. So you're going to go there and you're going to wake up in the morning in your hotel and you're going to want what you usually like for breakfast. So let's say a croissant, coffee, whatever you usually have. And you want to see familiarity. You want to, yes, discover things that are new, discover the Chinese culture, but you want at the same time to be able to return back to familiar things. It's the same for Chinese people, especially for Chinese people. When they come here, when they come to Monaco, or Europe in general, but especially in Monaco a few years back, the first morning they would wake up, they would enjoy the croissant coffee because it is, we're in Europe, we're supposed to have breakfast. So they would love that because they love the experience. The second day they would have it again, but they would be like, and then the third day and the fourth day they would really be missing their congee, because usually Chinese people have congee in the morning. Except that when they would ask congee at the hotel, people would say, well, congee, what are you talking about? So today it changed. Today you go to Metropole, you go to any hotel of the SBM, you ask for a congee in the morning, you have it.
Wonderful.
You have also amenities in the rooms that cater to Chinese fans. Whereas you didn't have that in the beginning. You have people who speak Chinese. I don't know if you know this, but when you arrive at the airport in Nice, now you actually have in the arrivals terminal a Chinese booth with all the information for Chinese visitors. Since I think this summer you have a direct flight from Beijing to Nice as well, so it makes it easier. So I think the area is prepared for Chinese visitors. I think certainly they love the aura of Monaco.
Yes.
And of Europe in general. And we've adapted quite a lot the hospitality hardware. So I think we're ready.
Great. And would you say that they are ready for the yachting experience?
Well, culturally,
yes.
Chinese people do not like the water. There's several reasons for that. There's a historical reason, and there's a big story about a Chinese emperor who destroyed the entire fleet of his adversary, and there was a very strong culture against shipping for a very long time, and also in the waters around China are not necessarily very prone to yachting or cruising in terms of infrastructure, but also in terms of the beauty. You don't find what you find in the French Riviera or in Italy or in the Caribbean or elsewhere. So the culture of Chinese people are naturally a little bit wary of the sea. That's changing a lot. If you look at the two markets, yachting, we'll talk about yachting in a second, but cruising, cruise ships, all major cruise lines have established big bases in China, in several Chinese cities, starting from Shanghai, but also all the way down. And they are today sending their biggest ship there, and they're filling them up with a different business model. So it's not the same as American cruise line, but it works, and it is considered that in a few years, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 years, they don't know exactly, the Chinese market might reach in numbers the European market. So not yet the US market, because that's still the number one by far, but it might reach at least the European market, which is a big achievement because it only took a few years to that. Yachting is a little different. Yachting, you still see, yachting, there's a problem of infrastructure there. So it's very difficult today if you have a big yacht. If you have a smaller boat, 40, 50, 60 feet, it's okay. If you have a bigger boat, it's a little bit difficult with the infrastructure, and also with the pleasure of cruising and going to different places. Unless you go to, of course, Thailand, Phuket, and that's very heavy. You still have a lot of legal restrictions as well. So they're not yet there. It will go. It will come. And you see a lot of marinas being developed. So it is getting ready. The younger generation of Chinese people do like yachting. This mentality of being worried about the sea is inexistent with them, at least. So they do like that. You do see a lot of, for example, on Silversea, we have regularly Chinese clients.
Okay.
So, Silversea is also a bit more targeted towards Chinese clients.
I was going to say, does that help?
That helps a little bit because at least they know they will find their little casino because it's important. They will find the Chinese team because it's important. They will find their congee. So, yeah, it's the product is targeted, but they do like. I mean, I've seen Chinese people on other boats than Silversea, and they like to come to the Mediterranean. So they're not going to be cruising in Asia. They're going to fly here, charter, discover the area, and then they're going to be like, you know what, this is rather cool. I like that. And then they might go into the market of buying yachts.
Okay.
So it's
step-by-step process.
Step-by-step process. It's about education. It's about understanding what is the possibility of yachting. And to do that, you have to bring them here, or here or in the Maldives or somewhere else. But you have to take them away from China, where cruising is not necessarily as beautiful as what you can find here.
For sure, I'm looking at the yachts out there. It's reminding me of the yacht show. Fantastic. And of course, you're very much involved and invited a lot of times to partake in organizations, associations, also at the University of Monaco. Tell us a bit more what you do.
University of Monaco, I'm a professor of management at the University of Monaco. I've been doing that for 7 years now, or 8 years. Initially, to be honest, I'm just doing it for fun. Initially, I was working with the university mostly on trying to recruit their students, and I sort of like the university. I like the ambience, I like what they were doing, and then they approached me when they were developing a Master of Luxury Hospitality. They had no expertise. They said, Bertrand, would you help us? And I said, you know what, this is cool. Yes, I sort of always liked the world of education. And I said, you know what, yes. So we developed a Master of Luxury Hospitality 6-7 years ago. And it works very well today. I mean, it's an amazing program. The university also moved to its new premises this year.
I didn't know that.
So they're in the Perla building, which is not far from here actually. It's 5 minutes away from here. Amazing premises.
New?
So, yeah, brand new.
Oh wow.
You have to go. I mean, they used to be in the stadium.
Yes.
Different world. Now they have their brand new, much bigger, brand new premises. It's the aura of the university is quite different.
I suppose that also helps in maintaining that luxury aspect and understanding the feel and really bringing that out to the students.
For sure, because if you teach, I mean, obviously the university is focusing on topics that matter for Monaco. So of course banking, luxury. So they have 3 masters of luxury, including luxury hospitality. So everything that really has a meaning for Monaco. And they do quite well. I must say, their strength is that they have very focused topics, and also they have a very wide variety of students. For example, in my class today, you have about 22, 25 students, and it's probably 15 nationalities.
Goodness,
so
United Nations.
United Nations, but that's the beauty of that as well.
Yeah.
That's what creates the experience for the students. You mix with other cultures, you mix with other points of view, you mix with other perspectives on the same topic, and that's it's an amazing program. It's really, if you have the opportunity to go see the university, please do, because it's they have jewel as far as the physical setup, and the quality of education is amazing. They also have an MBA, which is ranked as one of the top 100 MBAs. And again, all the masters of luxury are quite amazing. So and for me, it's just a passion. It's just the idea of giving. When I go there, one day a student asked me, "Well, Bertrand, why do you do that? You have a job, you're busy enough." My answer, and it's really the best answer I can give, I said, "Well, egoistically, I think I learn more than you do when I do that, because I learn from you, because you keep me on the toes. It's easy when you're sitting in an office and you direct things and whatever, but when you're over there, you're not the boss anymore. They're the boss, and they teach you, they always keep you on the toes, because when you have to prepare a class, you have to make sure that you get them engaged, that you bring them value, and it's tough. I have 3-hour classes. When you get out of 3-hour classes, you're tired.
I'm sure.
More tired than 3-hour meeting at Parkview, for example.
And also the energy that you're conveying. We're in a condensed place here in Monaco, where luxury is everywhere you look and go, and the industry is so impressive here in Monaco. I mean, and for you to talk about it and also see the future of these people who will be involved and bring it to another level, perhaps, it must be very satisfying. It's very satisfying.
You're very proud when you have the graduation. I usually go to graduation, and when you see the students graduate, I must say I've had tears. It's like, oh wow, what I like is when you go in education, you change someone's life, and sometimes you don't know how much you change that person's life, but their choices, what they decide to do or not to do, or how they behave themselves afterward, depends a lot on how you inspire them throughout the year. And sometimes you don't realize, but sometimes a year after or 2 years after, a student tells you, what, now I'm here because of you, or I've done that because of, or I model some sort of behavior, or maybe you sparked an interest.
Beautiful.
I had students who are now, I remember one student in particular, I had her maybe 5 years, it was the beginning, 5 or 6 years ago. And for me, because I'm passionate about cruising, I always try to bring them to the cruise world. And she had no knowledge of cruising. She would never think of going into cruising, working a cruise ship was something that she was never. And she was sparked by that. She was like, what? It seems so cool, because when I talk about it, it always seems so cool. And she started in the cruise industry, and now she's a hotel director and chef.
Wow, see, that's the evolution.
Yeah.
The power of conveying your experience into something that then becomes a dream come true for others. It's beautiful. Regarding this show, Luxury with Natalia, the definition of luxury for you, Bertrand, as a professor perhaps.
All right. Well, it's a tough question because everybody asks that question and everybody will have different definition. For me, I will look at it in two ways. First, of course, in luxury there's always an intrinsic value. So we associate it with artisan, with craftsmanship, you know, like a beautiful Hermes bag because there's a lot of work, the quality of the material. So there's an aspect of luxury in that. For me, I would look more at the experience. For me, luxury is about something that will transform you. Because when you go through the experience, the experience changes you in some ways. It could be something very small. It could be something that you hear, something that you see, something the luxury of time. You know, having the time to unwind and to do something in a very busy world. So to me, it's more about the experience of something that will change you as a person. So it's a transformational aspect of luxury that I try to take in mind. It's also when you teach at university, that's also what you're trying to show the students, that luxury is not just about physical items, you know, that there's something more. And what is that something more? And it's always evolving. It's even something I learned from them as well, because they come up with great ideas of, you know, what could be luxury in the future. But yeah, to me, it's much more about transforming someone.
The journey.
The journey and the impact. I think also the impact that something has on you. Obviously a positive impact, but the impact that something has on you. You feel happy, you feel content, you feel yourself, it changes your story, it changes the way you experience something. So to me, that's real luxury.
I saw an ad actually on a couple of years back, and it was Louis Vuitton who did a beautiful ad, The Journey it was called. The music, it just drew me and I got goosebumps. And that reminds me of exactly what you're saying here. It's absolutely true. And of course the definition couldn't be more true from a professor with your standing, so thank you for that.
Thank you, Natalia.
And of course the last thing I'd like to add or ask you, are you more sea or land?
Definitely more sea. I keep my heart is still at sea. I get the opportunity to go at sea quite often still, when on vacation or for business. But my heart is definitely at sea. I'm a mariner at heart, and I think that doesn't leave you forever. So
that's beautiful. And looking over at the bay here, we want to go out at sea and enjoy it, even if it is the
on a beautiful day today, so perfect day today.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I appreciate your time. You're a very busy person, and I really valued this conversation we had. And perhaps we'll have you on in the future for more.
So thank you very much. It was a pleasure, and congratulations on what you do. It's really, truly amazing.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for watching this amazing episode with Bertrand here in Monaco on Luxury with Natalia, Yachting International Radio. Tune in more episodes coming soon. Have a lovely day.